Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles, 3rd edition, Foundation for Inner Peace. We are in Chapter 11, God or the Ego, Section 4, The Inheritance of God's Son. Dear God, please allow us an open mind for a new experience in today's reading. Help us to be who you would have us be, do what you would have us do, go where you would have us go, and say what you would have us say, and to whom. And so it is. Section 4, The Inheritance of God's Son. Never forget that the sonship is your salvation, for the sonship is yourself. As God's creation, it is yours, and belonging to you, it is His. Yourself does not need salvation, but your mind needs to learn what salvation is. You are not saved from anything, but you are saved for glory. Glory is your inheritance given you by your Creator that you might extend it. Yet if you hate part of yourself, all your understanding is lost because you are looking on what God created as yourself without love. And since what He created is part of Him, you are denying Him His place in His own altar. Could you try to make God homeless and know that you are at home? Can the Son deny the Father without believing that the Father has denied Him? God's laws hold only for your protection, and they never hold in vain. What you experience when you deny your Father is still for your protection, for the power of your will cannot be lessened without the intervention of God against it. And any limitation on your power is not the will of God. Therefore, look only to the power that God gave to save you, remembering that it is yours because it is His, and join with your brothers in His peace. Your peace lies in its limitlessness. Limit the peace you share, and your self must be unknown to you. Every altar to God is part of you because the light He created is one with Him. Would you cut off a brother from the light that is yours? You would not do so if you realize that you can darken only your own mind. As you bring him back, so will you return. That is the law of God for the protection of the wholeness of His Son. Only you can deprive yourself of anything. Do not oppose this realization, for it is truly the beginning of the dawn of light. Remember also that the denial of this simple fact takes many forms, and these you must learn to recognize and to oppose steadfastly without exception. This is a crucial step in the reawakening. The beginning phases of this reversal are often quite painful, for as blame is withdrawn from without, there is a strong tendency to harbor it within. It is difficult at first to realize that this is exactly the same thing, for there is no distinction between within and without. If your brothers are part of you and you blame them for your deprivation, you are blaming yourself, and you cannot blame yourself without blaming them. That is why blame must be undone, not seen elsewhere. Lay it to yourself, and you cannot know yourself, for only the ego blames at all. Self-blame is therefore ego identification, and as much an ego defense as blaming others. You cannot enter God's presence if you attack His Son. When His Son lifts His voice in praise of His Creator, He will hear the voice for His Father. Yet the Creator cannot be praised without His Son, for their glory is shared, and they are glorified together. Christ is at God's altar waiting to welcome His Son. But come wholly without condemnation, for otherwise you will believe that the door is barred and you cannot enter. The door is not barred, and it is impossible that you cannot enter the place where God would have you be. But love yourself with the love of Christ, for so does your Father love you. You can refuse to enter, but you cannot bar the door that Christ holds open. Come unto me, who hold it open for you. For while I live, it cannot be shut, and I live forever. God is my life and yours, and nothing is denied by God to his Son. At God's altar, Christ waits for the restoration of himself in you. God knows his Son as holy, blameless as himself, and he is approached through the appreciation of his Son. Christ waits for your acceptance of him as yourself and of his wholeness as yours. For Christ is the Son of God who lives in his Creator and shines with his glory. Christ is the extension of the love and the loveliness of God, as perfect as his Creator and at peace with him. Blessed is the Son of God, whose radiance is full of his Father, and whose glory he wills to share as his Father shares it with him. There is no condemnation in the Son, for there is no condemnation in the Father. Sharing the perfect love of the Father, the Son must share what belongs to him, for otherwise he will not know the Father or the Son. Peace be unto you who rest in God, and in whom the whole sonship rests. And that is the conclusion of section 4 in chapter 11. Now let us move into meditation on lesson 117, which is review of lesson 103 and lesson 104. Go ahead and sit with your back supported, head and neck free. Go ahead and start with a 2x breath, in for a count of 2, hold it, and then out for a count of 4. Do that 3 times, and then a 3x breath, in for 3, preferably through the nose, and out for a count of 6. And then after doing that for 3 times, do the 4x breath, in for a count of 4, and out for a count of 8. And let's go ahead, and I will read the lessons, and you may use these as a mantra or the mantra of your choice. God, being love, is also happiness. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. God, being love, is also happiness. I seek what belongs to me in truth.
And on your next inhale, really letting it be a big, delicious inhale, filling your lungs to their full capacity. And when you get to the top of this inhale, float there for just a moment. And exhaling all the way to empty. And when you get to the bottom of that exhale, that space between. And now we'll inhale for 4. The biggest inhale we've taken all week. Floating there at the top for just a moment, and as we exhale for 8, allowing our lungs to collapse, allowing that breath to just fall out of the lungs. Your next inhale, imagining this breath and energy coming in through the base of the spine, and as you fill your lungs, this breath and energy travels up your spine, and as you exhale, you send this breath and energy out into your life, into your dreams, into the life you want to create. Really good. Now you can soften the breath, just letting it be easy and natural. And we'll gently bring our awareness to our sense of hearing. So listening for all the sounds you can detect. And when sounds happen during your meditation, just letting them pass through you like water. Imagining it as a vibratory wave, which it is, and allow it to just permeate your body. Really good. And now bringing your awareness to your sense of touch. Noticing your bum in the chair, the breath as it enters and exits your nostrils, your clothes against your skin. And now seeing what you're seeing. The blackness, the light streaming through your eyelids. Perhaps you see colors in your mind's eye. There's no right or wrong way. You're just bringing your awareness to your sense of sight. And now taste what you're tasting. Can you taste your toothpaste or your mouthwash? Is your mouth acidic or dry? Is it simply the absence of taste? And now taking an inhale and really smell what you're smelling. What can you smell right now in this room, in this moment? And now having a bit of fun, stacking these senses on top of each other. So hear what we're hearing. Feel what we're feeling. See what we're seeing. Taste what we're tasting and smell what we're smelling. Noticing how many of your senses you can hold in your awareness at the same time, like we're pulling the lens back on our awareness. And one final time, waking up your sense of hearing, touch, sight, taste, and smell. Grounding yourself firmly in your body in the right now. And from this space of present moment awareness, we can gently surrender into the meditation. Starting with just the faint intention to meditate. Just the intention to think the mantra will start to be enough. Remembering that the less effort you use with it, the more powerful it is. Letting it float gently in the background of your mind. We're not focusing, we're not concentrating, we're not controlling the tempo. We're trusting that just like the thoughts are floating in innocently, the thought that we're off the mantra will also happen innocently. And that's our cue to gently float back to it. Giving yourself full permission to take it as it comes. Allowing this to be simple and innocent. And don't mind the time. So let's keep the eyes closed, but we'll let go of the mantra inside. Like we're cutting the cord to an anchor, gently bringing our awareness into the body, into the right now. And we'll use this space between, this relaxed, least excited state of awareness, to start to imagine our dreams as if they are our current reality. So we'll move into the manifesting, and I invite you to think of one dream, one desire, one goal that really lights you up. Something that feels exciting to you. And you don't have to worry too much about picking the exact right goal, because our desires are changing all the time, and you can do a different desire each time you meditate. Which is what feels most charming, what feels most inspiring right now in this moment in time. So picking one dream, one desire, one goal, and then allowing your imagination to have some fun, allowing your imagination to run wild, and really picturing yourself inside of this reality as if it's happening right now. And you can use your 5 senses as part of this. What does it look like, this reality? What does it sound like? More importantly, what does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? But really get that feeling of this dream in your bones, in your cells. Where are you? What are you wearing? Who's with you? How much money do you have in your bank account? How did you get to this place? What mode of transportation brought you here? Who did you call the moment that this dream became a reality? And what did it feel like to share the news with them? Just really allowing all of that joy, all of that excitement to bubble up inside of you. Knowing that you're allowing your cells to vibrate on the same frequency as these desires. And knowing that you accomplishing your dreams isn't selfish. You're not going to leave anyone behind. As you step into your full potential, you inspire others to do the same. So the beautiful thing about your imagination is that it isn't limited by time or money or other people. So I want you to imagine this as your magic wand scenario. It's the big, fat, scary dream. Imagine that as if it's your current reality. Giving yourself permission to really luxuriate in this reality. And taking a big, delicious inhale. Breathing this in as if it is true. And exhaling, letting go of anything that isn't serving this dream. And again, taking a big, delicious inhale, breathing in this reality as if it's happening now. And exhaling. And just for fun, let your dream bring a big old smile to your face. The biggest, toothiest Julia Roberts grin you've ever had in your whole life. Breathe that smile into your whole body. Smile with your liver, and then exhale, letting go of anything that isn't serving you. Really good.
God being love is also happiness. Let me remember love is happiness, and nothing else brings joy. And so I choose to entertain no substitutes for love today. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. Love is my heritage, and with it joy. These are the gifts my Father gave me, and I would accept all that is mine in truth. Since the love of God is all there is, why would I seek for anything else? To do so condemns me to a life of frustration, depression, separation, and pain. I choose instead the unity and joy that attends acceptance of the love that alone is mine, the heritage of our loving Father. God being love is also happiness. I seek what belongs to me in truth. I love you. Thank you so much for joining with me. Tomorrow we will pick up on section 5 of chapter 11. I love you. Until then, see you soon.